mechanical unit has one big disadvantage. It only has one game. So you're going to get bored. You're going to want to trade it in, move machines in and out of your house. These things are not light, as you well know, because you also have the mechanical upkeep issues. It's not a matter of if, but when these things will go down. In fact, I own 10 units myself here, in addition to my Ultra. I'm a big pinhead, and out of those 10, 3 units need repair. So if you don't have a technician close by, a friend who knows how to fix them, if you don't know how to fix them yourself, and if you are concerned about the price of fixing these units, then virtual pinball is, by definition, the only choice. Virtual pinball doesn't have the mechanical issues. You have thousands of tables available for virtual pinball. It's a community that is extremely active, vibrant, releases tables every single day. Groups like the VPin Workshop, they do incredible work on the latest tables. In fact, Visual Pinball, the emulator, in version 10.8, it has features now built in that are enhancing the surround sound. It enhances the ability to brighten or darken the playfield. So all of this is super exciting. So what do I think that virtual pinball is going to take over and replace mechanical units over time? Simply because there are things you can do in virtual pinball that you just can't on an actual mechanical unit. Visual pinball enables you to completely change the entire aspect of the playfield. The way it looks, it feels, the color. It even allows you to go from level to level to level, whereas with a mechanical pinball machine, you have one playfield and it's static. So those are things that are pretty cool. The other thing on visual pinball is people can go in, use visual pinball, and create their own tables. Now, with the advent of virtual reality, in fact, the new Meta Quest 3 goggles that just were released are going to be compatible. So now you have that three-dimensional feel that you get on a mechanical pinball machine on virtual pinball as well. So you still feel the cabinet, you still feel the force feedback, still using physical flipper buttons and plungers, you will end up being able to play it in virtual reality. Things like the Unreal Engine 5 are going to bring a new generation of emulators to the forefront that will include ray tracing. So for those of you who don't know what ray tracing is real-time lighting effects, meaning as the ball moves around the playfield and distorts lighting, you will see that happening in real time on the pieces and all the components on that playfield. It's literally going to look real. You just have to look at some of the latest games on video games that are being released. It's amazing. The lighting, the sun shading, all of that stuff is more and more realistic, and that's going to translate into virtual pinball as well. I can hear some of you say, well, but it's never going to feel the same as a mechanical pinball machine. You're wrong. If you position the solenoids, the shaker motor, the gear motor, the knocker, everything that is mechanical in nature in the right positions in a virtual pinball machine, and you have a full-size cabinet, it is going to feel the same, and you lose yourself in playing virtual pinball thinking you are playing a mechanical unit. Another reason virtual pinball is better than mechanical is the back glass on mechanical units is static. On virtual pinball, you can actually put videos on the back glass. Let's take this a step further. Virtual pinball also enables you to have a jukebox on your machine in addition to all the tables. It also enables you to have arcade games in the same units. So it's much more versatile than a single mechanical pinball machine. What's really cool with digital pinball as well is the fact that you can turn off noises. So if you are playing at night and you don't want to disturb anybody, with the Ultra you have the ability to turn on and off all the haptic feedback devices, and you can put on a 7.1 surround sound headset, so you still hear the sound, the surround sound, without all these solenoids knocking, which is impossible when you have an actual mechanical pinball machine. The ball is always going to make noise. You can't turn off the bumpers, you can't turn off your slingshots. So that too is an advantage of virtual pinball. Now let's talk about money. If you purchase one single mechanical pinball machine, you're going to be spending anywhere from $7,000 to $15,000 per unit, sometimes even more. With virtual pinball, you're going to pay one time and you're going to have the entire history of pinball in a single unit. Or at least you can download those and get to that point. With a mechanical unit, that will only give you one game. And you're going to get bored of one game, as you well know. Virtual pinball, visual pinball, digital pinball, whatever you want to call it, is on its way up for that particular reason. Another aspect of virtual pinball that is super cool is the air fan that is built into the Ultra VP has been activated to work on tables that never had air fans in the mechanical world. So yes, of course, your tables like Whirlwind and Twister will be air fan activated and gameplay activated. But then the virtual pinball community decided, you know what, on tables like AC/DC or Bride of Pinball, we'll give you a puff of air. There are over 70 to 80 tables now that are air fan activated that were never activated that way in the mechanical world. To get the equivalent in terms of games out of mechanical pinball machine, you would have to have a huge warehouse and over $1 million in investment in a single location. With one Ultra VP, you have that same history of pinball in one machine at home, and you have the same touch and feel as a mechanical pinball machine. Another advantage of virtual pinball machines is customization of the artwork. We've had customers come to us and literally put pictures of their kids and family on that machine because we offer that service. That is not something you can do easily on a regular mechanical pinball machine. Another very cool aspect of the Ultra VP, game-activated LED strips on the back box and underneath the machine. So when you have your machine pushed against the wall, you will see it light up around the back box. So on a table like Tron, anytime the LEDs flicker on the ramps, the same exact thing is mimicked on the back box. More importantly, if you buy the correct hardware platform, if you don't want to build it yourself and you want a commercially available unit, the Ultra VP that we build has gotten to a point now where there's very little we can do to improve on the hardware. It is extremely well laid out. The sound devices are properly spatially separated. The solenoids are mounted against the side walls on the floor, not on crossbars. All of that we have had to do trial and error over the years. It's a full-size cabinet. It has a full-size industrial monitor. And all of that has led to a point now where people literally are saying, hey, I just got my Ultra. I'm about to sell off my mechanical units as a result. Don't take my word for it. You can go on our business profile on Google and see what they say. Thank you for listening. I think more and more people are going to realize how much virtual pinball has evolved and how awesome it is to own one of these in your game room for the whole family to enjoy. In fact, we have customers that have purchased multiple units so that multiple people in the family can play at the same time. We're here to answer any questions you may have. Hope you enjoyed this. Take care.